What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm Narik, and in this video we're going to be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Out of the Shadows is the 2016 sci-fi action comedy directed by David Green, and it follows the Turtles who have to band with April O'Neil and Casey Jones to stop the evil Krang and Shredder from ruling the world. This film, oh my lord, is definitely a step backwards in so many aspects. Alright, one of the best aspects of the film are the Turtles, not only in terms of the character designs, motion capture, and the visual effects, but also with the characters. And one thing that I think that the film does a lot better in this film than the previous film is it focuses on those dynamics and how those dynamics clash and how these characters have to grow to work together as a team. And I think that's one aspect of the film that they've done exceptional. Each one of these characters have to face something about themselves to actually contribute to the overall team, and it completely works. This is really the only instance where I ever cared about the character of Krang. Krang is actually completely badass in this film. Not only in terms of the design, because he's huge, he's intimidating, he's just malicious, he's just literally the antagonist of this film. The way he talked, the way he approached situations, I love how this film portrays him, and this is really the only instance why I expect any interest with this character, because he actually looked really cool. I love the presence that this character had. I love how much of a threat that he had. He was actually more badass than Shredder in nearly every aspect. Visually, the film does look pretty good. This movie is just beautiful to just look at in just almost every aspect. Now, Bebop and Rocksteady, I am on the fence about. Of course, when it comes to their creature design, I think they were pretty badass. They were pretty menacing. And I like the fact that they actually kind of posed a threat to the Turtles, because usually in a cartoon, they pose absolutely no threat. But in this, they were actually pretty badass. They all had pretty good moments. They were completely disgusting, but they was all right for the most part. Now, when it comes to the story, this film's story is actually pretty interesting, and I like how they use it to tie in certain characters with other characters and actually make sense. But that's where I think the film does the worst at, is that it does tie in characters that should not be tied in with this. Shredder should not have been in this film at all. It should have solely been on Baxter Stockman. Baxter Stockman should have had this alliance with Krang rather than Shredder, because Shredder literally had no presence in this film. He had no reason to be in this film. And it also took away from the fact that Baxter Stockman is this mad scientist and now he has to follow Shredder. But in this film, it should not have been that. It should have been Baxter Stockman as the sole antagonist next to Krang. Bebop and Rocksteady were good incarnations of the characters in this film, but I felt like they were just way too goofy, and I could not stand their human characters, because for them to be at the threat level that they claim to be at in this film, as they supposed to be the most wanted, they were just completely goofy, and there was like no serious moment with them. There was no threatening moment with them. It was like, who in the hell are these guys? Casey Jones was another wasted character in this film, because even though he does do a little vigilanteism, he isn't. There's no reason for him to really be in this film. I was really disappointed. Even though I do like Emil, he's a great actor. He does great as Arrow. It's kind of hard to see how he comes from a badass like Arrow to Casey Jones in this film. And I think that they took a step back with the Foot Clan, because now in this film, the Foot are ninjas. But now, since they're ninjas, they really cannot fight these versions of the Turtles. So that's why I didn't like that in this aspect. Now, if they were fighting regular people, fine, I could have dealt with that. But they're fighting the Turtles, and they were much more of a threat to the Turtles when they was using weapons like guns. And another thing that they did wrong with this film is the humor. They tried to just put so much humor in this film. It was just overbearing, and it was just too much in nearly every aspect of the humor. The only humor that should have came out of this film at all is the dialogue between the Turtle characters. One aspect of this film, honestly, I can say that I really like was them being addressed out in the open where other people know about their presence, and I think that the film addresses that in a really good way. I like that, because now they don't have to be in the shadows now, because they do have a human presence that do support them. So I think that's a pretty good way that they took this film. This film definitely could have been a hell of a lot better than what it was. It's just they try to sit there and just fit so much into this movie that didn't make any sense, that it took away from other things. One question that I did not like that popped up in my head while I was watching this movie is like, why is April O'Neil so invested in this plot that's going on in this story when there's really no reason or any backstory as to how or why she's invested in it. That the film is just brought down by some of the poor performances by unnecessary characters. In fact, the unnecessary characters themselves. Some plot points that should have been ironed out a bit better. Why did Shredder take up this agreement with Krang with no incentive for himself? Like, there are so many sequences like that just don't make any sense. It just puts too much convenience in the story. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows deserves a 2 out of 5. That's the one problem I have with this. It feels like they were just trying to rush it out to appeal to certain fans without ironing out all the wrinkles. Now guys, in the comment section below, let me know, what did you think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows? Did you like Krang? Did you like Baxter Stockman? Did you like Shredder? Did you like the Turtles? Did you like Casey Jones? Let me know your thoughts, guys. And remember, every Friday, more videos will be uploaded, so stay tuned. And to the next video, Narik signing out.